Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we're going to do the camera review of the new Infinix Hot S3. So Infinix Hot S3 is the latest smartphone in the budget segment from Infinix in India, and the specialty of this device is a couple of aspects are there. One is the selfie camera. It's a 20 megapixel low light selfie camera. So we also done the unboxing and gaming performance test of this device. You can also check out those videos. Now coming to the device, so it comes with an 18:9 display and good cameras in terms of the hardware. It has a 20 megapixel selfie camera with a dual LED flash and f-stop 2.0 aperture. That's quite good camera combination for a budget offering, especially when the device is priced 8,999. So that's quite good camera for this budget segment. Now on the rear panel it has 13 megapixel camera, again with f-stop 2.0. Again it has a dual LED flash on the rear panel as well. So on the camera front it is quite packed with good hardware. The 20 megapixel camera is capable of good low light selfies, that's what the company claims, and also the bokeh mode is included. So in this video we'll analyze the different samples taken with this device and see how good the camera experience is. So before going into the camera samples, let's first have a look at the camera UI. You can see that camera UI looks quite good. It has the auto mode, then video beauty mode is included for the rear camera, and we have HDR mode, and a couple of filters are also included. And if you go to settings, so you get the auto watermark option, touch capture, grid lines, and the photo size can be set. 13 megapixel is the maximum resolution supported at 4:3 aspect ratio. So that's the rear camera. Now going to the video recording. So here again you can see that the advanced mode, the maximum resolution supported is 1080p resolution. That's full HD support. Now coming back to the camera, there is a beauty mode for the rear camera as well, and overall the camera UI looks quite good. And if you go to the modes, you get a professional mode, time lapse, and night mode as well. So that was the camera UI of the Infinix Hot S3. Now let's analyze the camera samples which you have taken with this device. First up, let's have a look at the daylight captures taken with the Hot S3. So these are the daylight captures taken with the Hot S3, and you can see that while the details looks quite good and acceptable for a budget offering, the colors are not really as spongy as we would have liked, and at times it did give an impression that colors looked a bit faded or washed out. But for overall, for the price segment of 9K, this is quite decent performance, and decent sharpness levels are also exhibited by the photos. But overall we feel the images could have been a bit more brighter and vivid in nature, especially when Infinix is a smartphone maker which is known for good camera abilities. So some of the daylight captures did come out well, but others did have this overexposing nature and also looked washed out at times. So overall we feel the 13 megapixel camera did an average job in daylight conditions and in outdoor mode. Now let's have a look at the close-up images taken with this device. So this is one area where the camera performed really well. You could see the sharpness levels was impressive for a budget offering, and also the color reproduction was much better than the landscape images we took with this device. So close-up images, it did have that good color reproduction abilities, and you can see the flowers which we have taken with this device. The colors looked really punchy and almost close to what we see actually. So that was the rear camera performance of this device. So overall we feel the close-up images did a better job than the regular landscape images shot outdoor with bright sunlight. So that was the 13 megapixel rear camera on the Infinix Hot S3. Now next up, let's talk about the low light performance. So with f-stop 2.0, the details in the low light captures taken with this device looked quite good, but you can clearly see that noise, a lot of noise in the low light captures. Even with bright artificial lighting, you can see that the images looked a bit noisy. But having said that, this device competes in the sub 9K price segment, and for that pricing, this is quite acceptable performance. That's what we like to remind our viewers. You can't expect a terrific low light performer in 9K pricing, but for the pricing it is offered, this definitely feels decent performance all around. So that was the low light performance of the Infinix Hot S3. Now coming to the most important aspect, the selfie performance. So selfie is the highlight of this device. It has a 20 megapixel selfie with extremely low light selfie performance and also dual LED flash. So that's one of the good aspects of this device. Now let's analyze the selfies taken with this device. So you can see that the selfies looked pretty good, good detailing, good sharpness levels, and the skin tones also looked quite acceptable for a budget offering. The 20 megapixel shooter is able to capture good details in the selfies, and one of the important aspects about the selfie camera is that it has a dual LED flash. And what you can do is, there are three different modes: low, medium, and high for the selfie flash. So you can adjust the brightness of the selfie flash to get the better selfie out there. So if you are taking selfies in extremely dark conditions, then you can use the high light for the dual LED flash on the front panel. So that's an important aspect. And then it also comes with the bokeh mode for selfies. While most of the cases the bokehs turned out to be quite good, but if the background is a pretty complex background, then the the bokeh mode turned out to be not very accurate, and the edges was not very accurate in the selfies. So for a 9K smartphone, the selfie performance was quite good, and the bokehs, or rather the portrait mode from the selfie camera using software processing, was kind of acceptable performance. Now next up, let's talk about the rear camera video recording. So the 13 megapixel camera is capable of recording videos in 1080p resolution, and this is the sample we have taken with the rear camera, and this looks quite okay. The colors are quite acceptable, but the major issue is the focus hunting. So you can see that it hunts for focus almost every time, and it creates an unpleasant experience overall in the video recording. So this was the 1080p sample we have taken with the rear camera. So this is the video recording taken using the front facing camera on the Infinix Hot S3. It can record with 1080p resolution, that's full HD supported, and this has a 20 megapixel camera, and it also comes with a dual LED flash. So that's a good combination for a selfie camera on a budget, and this is the 1080p sample taken with the Infinix Hot S3. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is. We've taken it outdoor. So now finally summing up, how good is the Infinix Hot S3 for the price segment it is offered? So we feel the Hot S3 is one of those really good smartphones for selfie camera lovers. So if you are a person who loves taking a lot of selfies in the budget segment, this is probably the best selfie smartphone we have seen. And under this 9K pricing, we don't really see too many phones offering great selfie experience, and Infinix Hot S3 is one of those smartphones with a really great selfie experience, probably the best we have seen in this segment in terms of the selfie performance. Now coming to the rear camera, the rear camera was above average performer. It won't disappoint most of the users, but it could have been a tad better in terms of the color reproduction, especially in landscape images. The colors was quite a bit dull to our liking, but overall we feel the rear camera is definitely an above average camera. So talking about the Infinix Hot S3 as a camera smartphone, it's definitely a good camera smartphone in this price segment, especially for selfies. If you are looking for portrait mode or a bokeh mode with the selfies on a budget, this is definitely one of those smartphones to consider. So that's all guys with the camera review of the Infinix Hot S3. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you plan to buy this device, this will go on sale on Flipkart. We'll share the link in the description of this video. So this is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.